A few years ago, I was playing Sly 2 Band of Thieves Episode 3, and I noticed in one of the slideshows Bentley is showing to the gang that there is a bottle on a lily pad in the middle of the episode's map. Now this is before I had access to the internet to search up a bottle location guide, and I haven't found all the bottles. I went to the area in the picture, and the bottle was not there. And me being a child confused had no idea why it was in the picture, but not actually there in the game. Now that I know more about almost literally everything, and especially game design, I figured out that that screenshot for the slideshow was taken before the final revision of the game. The screenshot was taken, the bottle was moved, they used the screenshot in the final game. Simple as that. But it got my mind going. What other pre-release content can I find out for my most favorite gaming franchise of all time? So I opened up Google Chrome and searched for Sly Cooper pre-release content. Now let's start off with an easy one. A couple of things that I've noticed over the years is that the health bar for Sly 2 changed from a loop to a half circle. As seen in the trailers and the actual game, in episode 2 of Sly 2 you can see Bentley's health bar being the old health bar, the RC chopper, and the turrets you use too. I honestly prefer this health bar. And one thing that I also noticed is in a lot of pre-release footage for the game, Sly uses key cards instead of actual keys. I honestly would have preferred the key cards, but I'm not a developer, so oh well. In one of the bonus videos for Sly 3, after completing the game 100%, you unlock the evolution of Sly Cooper. You learn that there was an entire level developed for Sly 2 which was cut from the game, but it's almost entirely modeled and textured. If they wanted to with a little revision, they could put it back in the game for a re-release and it wouldn't hurt the story at all. The area would have consisted of Bentley stealing a yacht and crashing it into a casino for the Cooper gang to pull off a heist. Now of course whenever you play the final game, this isn't the case. But this world they made just for this small section is massive. It could be a whole episode world in and of itself. It's insane. I've always had respect for Sucker Punch, not only because they made my favorite game franchise, but because they always go above and beyond even when they don't have to. Just look at that lighthouse out in the distance. It's not even a reused asset from episode 7. This is an original model. They spent 8 to 9 months on this, just to get it cut from the game. Thank you, Sucker Punch. In the same video, Sucker Punch reveals that in Sly 1 there was going to be dancing bundles of cash instead of bottles, which completely changes the game as a whole. In the later revision of the game after that section, you can see that they turn the cash bundles into bags of cash. It works the same way coins do in the final game, but the number doesn't reset after 100, so there was no horseshoe mechanic like there is today. I would say that they changed it in the coins in the final game, because the developers themselves even said in the video that green money would not translate well into other countries.
I really like that old thing where the money would fly like butterflies into your pack.
Yeah.
It's pretty, sort of surreal.
Yeah.
But it's
Rewarding.
Yeah. Didn't we have problems using green money because it wouldn't localize into different countries?
And
It truly illustrates a problem globally that we have different colored money.
But what would Sly be able to do with any of this money? Buy more gadgets? Buy more lives? Who knows? You also learn in the video that in an early concept, Sly's cane was going to be a gadget device, which in the video shows that it could reveal invisible mazes and freeze enemies in their tracks, and to make platforms into getting into higher areas. One thing I wanted to look at in this video is that whenever Sly gets hit by a crab, you see a strange pop-up in the corner. If you don't already know, Sly was originally going to be named JT instead of Sly. Now in the video, it looks like it says TJL. Maybe his initials? Who knows? Here's something major that they cut from Sly 1. An underwater entrance to the first world with a submarine that changes the positions of its wings to dodge giant fish. The developers wanted Raleigh's level to be almost entirely underwater. Imagine how much this could change the entire game. In the debug world for Sly, he can run through lava like it's nothing, but now he can't even swim. I think this is a major downgrade. Don't forget about Big Chungus. And Sly has scoliosis. Now here in Sly 3 pre-release footage, we see a major change. We figure out that Sly used to be Sly Cooper, the thief, instead of Sly Cooper, the Toof.
Ah yes, Sly 3, starring Sly Cooper, the Toof.
And our final pre-release fact is that Sly Cooper wasn't even voiced by Kevin Miller. He was voiced by me. Go ahead, look.
What Dimitri plans to do with the clockwork part is beyond me. But those plans end tonight.
No, I'm just joking. I love you, Kevin Miller. Please voice Sly in the movie if we ever get it. Now that I've written this and shared it with my audience, I would just like to say that I have loved Sly ever since I was young. I will continue to make Sly content as long as I can until it's just Fortnite clickbait. But one thing I would like to share with you is that have you ever had a smell that brought you back childhood memories? I did. Only one. And when I smell it, I remember walking around in Sly 3's Episode 5's world, and being relaxed and being a happy kid. And now whenever I see that bottle in the slideshow that inspired me to start writing this video, I'll think of you guys.
Just